Hello there and welcome to IBA Season 4 Quarterfinals. The Flying Bird, coach of your New South Wailmers at 6-6, are playing Immortalmence, coach of the Hague Hawluchas, who took over a team that was like 0-4, is now 8-4. He's absolutely insane drivers featuring like a Lander, Asterian, Mega Morwell, Kufagrigus, you name it. This is a big boy draft. Now, bit of a backstory between me and Mence. First time we played, I didn't upload, because I was lazy. Mence won 5-0 with Scarf Scolopede. Watch it on his channel. Great game, great prep by Mence. Going into this match, I knew that I had about as much chance as winning this game as I have about the same chance of winning Worlds this year, because my mentality was rough. I went in going, the matchup is unwinnable. I also went in with the mentality of, Mence is someone that is rated highly in the community. Mence may officially, quote-unquote, be ranked by the official list, by the token minorities, unbiased, perfect list that, you know, bit of bad cup and good cup will sort these kids out, sort the goons out. But, Mence was ranked 25. Mence constantly top 4s things, top 8s things. He is a phenomenal player. My group of friends from the UPA, such as, Ice Demon Grey, Troy, also Dork, Bronson. Like, Mence is rated as one of the best players, but Bronson rates him behind himself, obviously. Dr. Janksko maybe as well. It's a bit of a tough up. And I went in with the mentality of, right, how do I catch Mence off guard? Now that is the hardest thing to do in any matchup, is someone who knows the game inside and out is to try to catch them off guard. And I really wanted to go into this finals with something, you know, in mind, and had a bit of idea for some memes, like, oh, you know, Champions League draw, we get Immortalmence, oh, fuck's sake, we have to play him. And I just didn't see a future for this, because, as I said, that mentality. But I brought some pretty cool stuff. I brought Endeavor, a lead Barbarical with Sash, because I realized from last time he liked to lead that Zapdos. It's very annoying. Same time, if you lead something like Landorus and you can get an Endeavor off after its Z move, it's like you're putting something at 1 HP, which means that, even though Barbarical doesn't have any form of priority, Lapras, Pylon, gets Ice Shard. It was Specs Lapras again this week. I really like the idea of forcing a switch from Landorus into Vaporeon that isn't free, and then something that will chunk Ferrothorn by about 30% is another consideration to have, because once you start looking at the crux of this team, on paper it actually looks really good in this matchup. But really more so what it was to do was Specs Freezer just hit the Landorus, hit the Zapdos, hit the Vaporeon, had Specs HP 5 for Ferrothorn, Morwell. It was going to be some mind games, even Scolopede. Like, those two coverage moves alone hit everything on Mence's draft here very offensively. Next up we had Dragon Dance. No, we had Specs Gyarados, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, Fire Blast, and Ice Beam, Fire Thunderbolt. That's the one. Now, the reason why Gyarados was Specs this week was, what is a good defensive check to physical Gyarados? I don't know. So I thought Special would be funnier. And that's what we did! By God! Next up, we had a Quiver Dance, Sub, Giga Drain, Fire Dance, Walker. After our first game, me and Mence discussed a little bit, because we were like, look, we're going to play only again in finals, or, you know, top 4, and either of us would be really happy with that placing, especially myself. But I went in, and I said to myself, okay, Fiery Dance can be good just for, you know, special attack arrays in general. He did quite easily last time, beat 1v1 it. So I thought, well, let's go for Giga Drain Sub, and then Quiver Dance, because Quiver Dance +2 beats his entire team if he's going to rely on that Scarf Scolopede. And then I was like, you know what, last time Scarf Polos would easily swept me because I didn't really have anything in the back. Let's bring regular Altaria, Mega Altaria, with Body Slam, Earthquake, Dragon Dance, Roost. And we brought the best Dragonite set to ever exist, Flamethrower, Light Screen. Oh. And then we brought the best Dragonite set to ever exist, Flamethrower, Roost, Light Screen, and Toxic. And let's get into this. So, as I said before, I'm just going to lead my Barbarical because there's no real downside to me leading Barbarical. Does this want to play? Maybe not. Okay, sweet. Alright, so we lead our Barbarical here because I just know that this is a free turn. Last time Mence did see the Shell Smash, so Mence could be thinking that in his big old brain. But he leads with the Zapdos, so he's got the C team sort of lead, and I'm like, alright, let's just click Endeavor this turn. There's no real drawback. I don't have Edge, I have Liquidation, Stealth Rock, and I also thought that if Mence is going to sack his Zapdos turn 1, he's like a wild boy. I'd rather have it at 1 HP, and then let him go for Roost, and then just go to Volcarona and just try to win. Goes out into Landorus, and this Landorus, I'm like, this could either be Scarf, or it could be Z-move, so the best answer to this is going into my Dragonite. Hang on! And this Dragonite is just then going to go click the Flamethrower button because I don't want to allow Ferrothorn to come in for free, and I just want to start punishing things. Earthquake, what happened there? Aim for the horror next time! Pokemon Showdown Calculator. Good joke. Goes into Zapdos here. I'm like, let's not Flamethrower burn him because there's no real point. And this Zapdos doesn't get burnt, so I'm like, oh god! And we're just going to click Toxic this turn. There's no real downside to this play. On top of it, if he wants to go for HP Ice, I don't care. I then just go, okay, let's go to Altaria. And Altaria, or actually maybe not Altaria, maybe Lapras. Lapras, he's pretty. He's like Padonius. My god! So we just go for the Toxic. And then I'm like, okay, in the late game, like late stages of this game, Mence is going to be heavily worn down by this. And I'm just going to click Flamethrower again. And I do predict the Volt Switch. There's no real reason for him to click the HP Ice. But Mence does so. And I'm like, oh, why? Maybe I Roost this turn. Do I Roost? Nah, Flamethrower. Next turn I decide to Roost though. I'm like, look, I can live another one. Let's Roost. And Toxic is just going to start whittling his Zapdos down. Also, like, where Zapdos is, because it's Thunder Wave, I'm actually not predicting like max speed. But then again, like, I do have a Lapras in the bank, which can freely just come in and click that Specs Freeze Dry. As I mentioned earlier, it does have an amazing matchup. That's why I think Freeze Dry is one of the most underappreciated moves in Draft League, realistically. So it goes out into Mobile here, as I do click Roost again. Sorry, I click Roost for the first time, revealing it. And I thought this was a bit of a weird play, because if I clicked Flamethrower on the Mega Mobile, he was definitely in trouble, because any real damage on Mobile put him in range of Gyarados. Good. I do like my Gyarados. He's good. So I'm just going to click Flamethrower here as the Mega Mobile Mega Revolves. It's not good. It's not as good as writing a doctrine essay in the draft chat on my good pal, Mega Altaria, because it's fluffy. Fluffykins. Also, we go for a Flamethrower here. I'm like, good. So I'm like, okay, what's next? And I'm like, let's just keep spamming Flamethrower. There's no reason not to. And he puts me in range. I'm like, oh, if I get another Flamethrower. And then I don't. And I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, at this low amount of HP. And I'm like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. He goes for T-Punch. I'm like, no. And now, I go into this beautiful thing for a blast from the past. I chuckle. Oh, maybe we had 2-minute team builders. It would be funnier. But we don't. So what we do now is, we go, right. He's going to go into something. He goes into Zapdos. I'm like, I'm not risking the great Gyarados. And I know that what Mence is planning to do is to, like, just go for a T-Bolt. So I'm like, let's go into Altaria. He's not clicking HP Ice, and if he does, he's a madman, but he clicks Volt Switch, and I'm like, oh, not good for Bird. And now Mence decides to bring in the Vaporeon, and I'm like, I was sort of a bit weird, like, I was like, why is he going to allow this thing to freely, like, Toxic? So I'm going to go out into my Lapras, because if he Scalds or Ice Beams, I can freely just click the Specs Freeze Dry with the boy. He reveals Ice Beam, and I'm like, that's a bit of a weird water move there. But then again, he could help me. That'd be funny. So we go for the Specs Freeze Dry. And I was like, whew, that's per damage. So that does about 35, and I'm like, alright, let's go hard Volcarona. Like, not trying to be rude, Mence's best chance to get up rocks is now, and I lost my Defogger. He clicks rocks per bird. I was like, I wonder if he has Rock Slide or anything, so let's just click Fire Dance. I was like, I think he's more likely to be Choppleberry, that he is going to be Okaberry. And it was quite good. He goes into Vaporeon here, and I'm like, okay, where's my special attack raise? There wasn't any. I was not very happy. So I go for sub here because I'm like, look, if he goes for anything trying to predict, I get a free sub and then I can Quiver Dance up. I think that his best play was to Surf or go for Water Move, but as I said, he has Ice Beam, Electric Move. I'm like, okay, Quiver Dance! Oh god! So I was like, let's Quiver Dance here. It's a no drawback play. If he wants to Surf or do anything stupid, we I don't know what we do really. I think the play then is just to like try to stall him out from Surfs. And that's where I'm like, okay, quite good. And then he does that, and I'm like, uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna have to go for another sub. But maybe. Because like, I was like, does he have Raw or not? And it's like, he doesn't have Raw, does he? Because he's got Surf, Ice Beam, HP, Electric Wish. That was my thought process. I'm like, right, let's set up another sub. Like, if he wants to switch, if he wants to do anything fancy, if he wants to go like hard Scully, like that was that play there. I went for sub because I'm like, if he goes hard into Scolipede, he gets punished. And that's a Riley Reid moment for the camera. But I was like, no, we are not doing that. What we are doing, what we're doing here, we were clicking Quiver Dance because I'm like, look, I'll leave any one hit. If he doesn't click anything stronger like Z Hydro, which he doesn't have, I win this game. So I go for Surf, he go for Quiver Dance, he clicks the Surf button, and I'm like, woo! And that puts me in a range where I'm like, that's a yikes, it's time to Giga Drain back up. Because there's no real reason not to. Don't touch me. And I'm like, please, thank you. And I was like, oh, we might be able to get another one. And we go for another Giga Drain. And I'm like, +2. Ice Demon Grey, this one is dedicated for you. You wanted to ask me and let me know I got clapped by Ments. But the question is... Actually, I don't know what the question is. I'm too busy ranting about search format. Like, this was a game that I was like, okay, why the fuck did I win this? Now I have to play another week. And fun fact, every league I've been in after, like, at semi-finals has died or merged. NBA, FBL. Right. I was like, not so good. So now I go for another Fiery Dance. I'm like, this is going to be... I just want to get a +3, please. Is that too much to ask? And next thing I know, he's bringing out Sack Fodder. Because we got the +2 with Volcarona. Because it was max speed. And I was thinking to myself, oh good. I don't really think that much actually to this game. Actually, no, I clicked Giga Drain. So I was like, I want to stay at full. I want to win it with 5 full HP Pokemon. But I don't have 5 HP Pokemon. I'm just a silly boy. I was like, I was like, let's go for a Fiery Dance. Let's get another special attack raise, Volcarona. You good, boy? Does he? Does he get another special attack raise? Oh no! But Bird wins! I don't know how we did that, boys and girls. But until next time. Oh, next week, IBA semi-finals. And if we win that, maybe Gyarados might make the finals. Alright, until later, Panoobs, Palaters.